Hello, my name is Mark Rich. The purpose of this video is to provide a brief report on characteristics of the new warform before I record the street level attacks. Originally, I intended to release documentaries on each of the core topics that would have been the basis for future videos. However, that would have taken too much time. To dispense the information more quickly, I decided it would be best to just start recording the attacks and direct viewers to the pertinent chapters of my books that detail them. Eventually, I may release a video on each of the core topics. For now, please see my books that are available for free. Many of us understand the salient features of the state-to-state warform that include the infliction of physical damage using armaments that may or may not be seen. Because the ruling eugenicist psychopaths are nearly finished conquering nations, that old warform is being phased out. Now they are after the individuals who may oppose them. To do this, they used the best scientific and military minds on the planet to create a revolutionary new form of war that could be silently waged in the streets of democratic nations. Here are some characteristics of the new warform. They are prolonged conflicts. They are interagency operations involving local, state, and federal agencies. It relies heavily on the host nation's civilian and commercial resources to attack the targeted individual. The targeted individual is placed under constant 24/7 surveillance. The soldiers in the new war are regular citizens, also known as warfighters. Warfighters are used to attack the new enemy that lives among them. Rather than physical death, the goal is the annihilation of the enemy's will, using a fusion of hidden non-lethal weapons and tactics. The virtually invisible, non-lethal weapons and tactics include audible noise, swarming and crowding, psychological operations, synchronization, neuro-linguistic programming, synthetic telepathy, directed energy weapons, area and resource denial, computer network operations, isolation, financial ruin, joblessness, and homelessness. These and other non-lethal weapons and tactics are used over an extended period to beat the resistor into submission, typically with no visible injury. Instruments of war are linked to a C4ISR system with artificial intelligence that instantly transmits instructions to warfighters based on continuous surveillance of the battle space and targeted individual. This refined C4ISR system is equipped with sensors and a distributed directed energy weapons platform that precisely targets people anywhere on the planet. The system also remotely trains warfighters and formulates battle swarms. One of its prominent features is a swift observation and feedback program that allows for the custom-designed attack of a targeted individual based on their reaction to a previous stimulus that occurred moments earlier. This system that links warfighters and weapons appears to span the etheric realm and possibly fourth dimension. The third dimensional construct of this worldwide supercomputer seems to be the Global Information Grid, run by the U.S. Department of Defense. I refer to it as the Human Computer Intelligence Network. It was designed by various defense contractors, academic institutions, and government think tanks. I've determined that the human agencies waging this civil war are directed by delinquent extraterrestrials. The ETs are using host nation material to neutralize those who they know can't be recruited into their nefarious scheme. I believe part of their plan includes the deliberate and wide-scale destruction of Earth's natural resources that is now underway. It also involves the enslavement and extermination of the human race. Some of you are aware of these issues. Some are warning about an impending police state with intrusive surveillance technology, martial law, and detention centers. Those are viable concerns. However, the cities and towns of developed nations have already been seized. It was not accomplished with implements of traditional warfare that many of us are familiar with. Although there was an official declaration of war, it did not occur through common news channels. No invading armies were seen. There was no ongoing media coverage when they conquered your town. The takeover happened silently, using the people themselves. Advanced surveillance equipment and other munitions of control are in place. However, their rule of your city is predominantly enforced by the citizens. The citizens are the foundation of the tyranny. For decades, the ruling psychopaths have used this secret program of terror to inflict numerous casualties with little opposition. Countless people have been neutralized. Some committed suicide. Others were murdered. Those who lashed out were processed through the prison and mental health systems. Most of those who perished or were incarcerated never knew they were under attack. Also consider the traceless, directed energy weapons that can attack multiple people simultaneously. These weapons emit invisible beams of potentially lethal energy that travels at least tens of miles and passes through walls to induce cardiac arrest and cancer. How many people have already been murdered? The prevailing renouncement of this problem by the institutions that should have dealt with it is an alarming symptom of the level of control that has already been established. I believe that prime individuals and groups that could have exposed this were entrapped during a vigorous electronic recruitment and handling operation involving synthetic telepathy. Thanks to the collective efforts of some valiant pioneers, this is being unveiled. A variety of conferences, videos, books, articles, and websites have evolved. It appears we are making a difference, and in a sense, it is no longer hidden. Soon, I'll be making further contributions. I'll be walking through the battle space, revealing the street-level attacks as they occur, when applicable, using official terms and supporting documentation. Thank you.